what is the incentive? What is the benefits for me? And you said, well, maybe, he will listen to me, but I don't know that yet. So we need to look at the benefits for the listener now. First, when you really allow a person to speak without interrupting, that goes without saying, yeah? No interruption. So they speak, and then, because you're not interrupting, you're interested, they can go deeper and deeper into their stories. And they can share things that usually they cannot share, because usually, we know that we're not really heard, so we have to speak fast, and sometimes we make mistakes. That's not really what we meant, but we don't have time to really feel what we're saying, right? So when somebody really listens to you, then you can say more. You speak more, deeper, and and often what happens is the listener, the speaker, when they can speak more completely, they can see the situation clearly. They see it for what it is, and they come up with their own solution. They would say, now I know why that happens, or why people are doing that to me, or why I did that. So, without you advising, you just listen, and suddenly things become clear in their mind. That's one thing, and you're as a listener, you would witness that. Yeah, you witness, okay. Wow, this person is transforming in front of me, because they become, once you find your own solution yourself without being told, you actually raise your self-esteem about yourself. You become more empowered. And you, as a listener, when they go deeper, they become more truthful. They become more real, because they're not interrupted, they're not being led to say things. They become more real, and usually they would talk more about their pain, their fears, their emotions, what they truly feel. And then when you as a listener are exposed to that, you say, wow, actually, they're also suffering. And here I am, I thought, I suffer things so greatly. I'm so unique that nobody else feels like I do. But when you listen to somebody and they just open up, then that's where the real equality happens. You see, this is just another person, just another human being. And I guarantee you, if you speak with somebody, even the president or somebody so rich, if you just truly listen like this, then you will find that underneath that, everybody has pain, everybody has suffering, and then you feel like, okay, well, I don't need to share so much anymore, because it's just that, okay. Then you start having the empathy, you just feel more loving, and also you stop judging people. When you start in a communication with somebody or even somebody somebody you don't know, or even somebody you have a kind of a judgment, either from the way they dress, the way they speak, the way they carry themselves, you already have a judgment. But once you listen and go deeper, and that judgment sort of just drop. You don't judge the person anymore, you're able to accept that person. Yeah? And this is what you get when you speak to somebody that listens to you, that kind of acceptance. They accept you. How often do you feel truly accepted? Just as you are, once and all.
Rarely.
Rarely, hardly, right? And you feel like you have to present, you have to impress, you have to be somebody, you have to be useful, right? That's a lot of emotion that people feel like they have to do something to be accepted. But when you truly listen like that, there's a feeling like, I'm being accepted. This is not an intellectual realization, but it's just an energy that feels. And when you can do that to another person, just through your own listening, you start to accept them more and more. And you don't even have to tell yourself, I have to love this person. I have to accept this person. It just happens as you listen, right? Because now you see this is just a person, however they are, it comes from somewhere. They like come from conditioning, from their own pain, their own survival or coping mechanism. Then you see things more clearly, see the person more clearly, and you'll be able to accept that person just as they are. You know, isn't that a great thing to have? Yeah, you don't have to try to accept or try to love somebody. It just comes, and then your heart just opens up. And this is what I find so beautiful about listening. Yeah, and for me personally, that's the one thing. It's like, wow, now I don't judge that person anymore. I thought he was like this or she was like this and this, but when I truly listened, there's that thing that I judged actually came from some kind of suffering, some kind of fears or anger that they don't even understand themselves. That by them speaking, they understand themselves, and I understand them better. So that was one beautiful thing. And then the other, for me personally, being like a big talker, my needs to be heard actually also diminished. I don't need to share, I don't need to find, you're not listening to me, you're not listening to me, right? And the other person, and once that diminished, my speaking becomes more structured. Like I say what I need to say, but not with all the things that I feel like I have to say, if you know what I mean. Yeah. So my communication becomes more concise and precise. So it's easier also for the other person to listen to. And then the person that I listen to, they respect me more, they trust me more, and they're much more willing to listen to me. So everything goes up like that, like I speak less, but at the same time, what I say is being accepted and listened to much better. That's for me as a listener. Yeah. Is that good enough?
Yeah. Yes, that's very good.
Yeah. Does that make you want to listen?
Yes.
More?
Yeah.
That's what I mean by good enough. Good enough reason to listen.
Yeah.